Hello everyone and welcome back to AutoFuturesTrading. In this video I'm going to introduce you to Intella, our AI-powered automated strategy for NinjaTrader. Unlike a typical strategy built around one fixed signal or a single repeating pattern, Intella begins each session with a complete AI market plan, giving it a much broader view of the day before the main movement has even taken shape. So that makes Intella especially well suited for anyone who wants something more analytical, adaptive, and aware of the larger market picture. So rather than reacting to isolated candles, Intella works from a detailed plan containing directional context, important price levels, and several possible setup scenarios that may become active as the session develops. Once that plan is loaded, Intella can display the relevant levels directly on the chart and begins monitoring how live price action behaves around them. However, the AI plan is only the beginning of the process because Intella does not automatically act simply because price reaches a level. Instead, it evaluates whether the plan scenario is actually confirming through current structure, momentum, volume, and market behavior. The exact analysis remains part of Intella's private logic, but the overall goal is to turn a detailed AI market outlook into a precise rule-based execution. To take that analysis even further, Intella includes an optional technical screening system. You can use a market structure screen, an adaptive machine learning screen, or require both before an entry is allowed. The structure screen studies confirmed turning points and the market's developing directional framework, while the adaptive screen trains locally using a rolling window of recent market data. So this should always be on the 1 minute, but what happens is it can screen from the market structure or use machine learning analysis. And so that's adding an extra layer of technical analysis. So you have combined technical and fundamental from the AI plan. Then you can further filter it with machine learning. So from there, the model evaluates short-term directional probability, measures its confidence, and can block an entry when its analysis does not agree. You can also require a minimum confidence level and prevent the adaptive model from approving an entry simply because price is already stretched in one direction. In other words, Intella is not just receiving AI analysis, it can independently challenge that analysis before acting. Once a position is opened, Intella can continue monitoring whether the original setup remains valid, and with invalidation logic enabled, it can close the position early when completed price action clearly breaks the original thesis of the AI market plan, the initial one, waiting for the full protective stop to be reached. So what would happen is if you're in a position and it thinks it's going to turn against it, it will exit early instead of waiting for the full loss. Intella also gives you 3 different exit modes. There's AI mode, which follows the stop and target levels applied by the active plan. Points mode, which is your manually selected fixed distances, and ATR mode, which adjusts the protective stop and target according to the current volatility, based on ATR. You can use a fixed position size or allow Intella to calculate size around a selected dollar risk amount, same with all the other strategies, with a max contract setting available to keep it within the limit. You can also restrict direction, reverse final execution, choose individual operating days, and block specific periods of the session. So that's the no trade times, the daily limits, position sizing settings, everything that was seen in the other strategies as well. Daily profit and loss limits are included, along with controls that pause new entries after a selected number of positive and negative trades. For the visual side, Intella can display its active AI levels directly on the chart, while the status panel shows whether the plan is loaded, which is just up here, the current directional outlook, and how many possible setups are being monitored. So today, there was only 2. Now, an important note is that this version of the strategy, so it's not the only version, but Intella can only backtest, or you can only see the past trades of the current day. So as of right now, it's after the session is closed. This is in playback on the 28th, and you can see that it's only showing the trades of the 28th. You can't see any trades in the past, and that's because it's only looking at the plan for today. So if you're trying to backtest it, you won't be able to, since this is all day of and current day planning. It's very important to know that. But here are the two examples that we have. So this wasn't right in the morning. It doesn't decide right, like, at 9:30 you want to wait a little bit to see where the momentum's going. And then you can see that there was a trade here. It went long and it continued the move straight up, and it took another one very soon after and hit the profit target. Now this is just another indicator on here. It's just AFD structure, and that's not part of the strategy. But we can actually look at these two trades. So that's at 10:45 on the 28th. So we just need to go back here, and we can see how it reacts live. This is using the current day's plan, and as I said, you can only look at the current day. We're going to look at the trades as it goes. So we won't put that on max. We'll put that on 100x. And so, as I said, this is the 1 minute chart. It should always be on the 1 minute chart. And
order submitted.
You can see the first one submitted.
Target filled.
And I'll actually turn on Chart Trader.
Order submitted.
That's the second one being entered. Doesn't see it being invalid. Not yet.
Target filled.
And there we go. So that's how, the first two trades are the two examples that we saw for the day, how they executed. It entered, exit, entered, wasn't invalid, and for a good thing because it ended up going to the profit target. So altogether, Intella is designed to bring AI planning, real-time market analysis, and adaptive machine learning into one connected system. It begins with a detailed view of the session, waits for the market to confirm the opportunity, and then can use additional technical intelligence before execution, while you remain in control of direction, sizing, exits, scheduling, and risk. So no automated strategy or AI model can predict every market movement or remove all the risks. So Intella should always be tested in sim and configured to run your own approach before being used live. That's why we offer a free trial, so you can download some of our products for free and use them live, test them in playback, and backtest them, which is using Strategy Analyzer. You can backtest them whenever, even after the free trial expires, to verify their performance and be comfortable with how our products work. So if you want to learn more about Intella or see some of its performance, you can visit our website or reach out to us personally. Thank you.